Well, hello and welcome to the USA Grand Prix. My name is Conti, second time on this channel. I'm doing it alone today. And first of all, to all drivers, I wish you the best of luck. So let's see. Let's go on board with Tom, who is on his out lap. And when he starts his hot lap, we will go on board for his complete hot lap to show you around on this track here. Also, if you're tuning in, welcome. Good to have you here. As ex-Neddy just puts in the fastest time of today. So far, I must say, we're half a second faster than Neddy, or 6/10 of a second faster. Personally, I must say, I really love this track. It's a real driver's track in my opinion. Can be a little tricky, but there's loads of opportunities to overtake here, so I think we will have a great race today. As VER Taiko now sets the fastest lap with a 1:31.3, so over a second faster than Netty. And TTG Tom finishing off his out lap and starting his hot lap here, taking a wide line so he can take a lot of speed into this long straight which goes uphill here. So turn 1 is a blind corner here. You have to really get the feel hang of it here. As a good exit speed here. You can take a narrow line here. Now the technical section with the well, Silverstone like corners here. You want to take as much speed as you want, and this can be a tricky one, especially with the left hander. After this, you can see some people spinning here or invalidate their lap by going too wide or turning in too early onto the hairpin. And after that, it's the back straight. Takes a beautiful line there, cuts a lot of the corner, which is allowed in the game here, to just scrub off those last tenths of a second. Wasn't able to catch any slipstream there. But it doesn't matter so far. It looks really good what TTG Tom is doing here. And again, cutting a lot of the corner there. Puts in a fastest second sector there. With wearing tires, you have to be careful around this part of the track, but still fresh softs. So loads and loads of grip on there. Another blind corner here. Have to be careful not to go too wide, and then into the final corner. Goes wide there, but no invalidation, and a 1:30.8 for TTG Tom, so a great lap for the McLaren driver. Let's see who's on a hot lap as well. The Players 10 coming through the beautiful chicanes corners here on the medium tires, so won't be expecting him to go around those 130s like Tom did, but still it's his second lap as well. So maybe he didn't get enough practice in, and is putting in the extra work now. Opening up his DRS here. The drag reduction system, so it reduces the drag on the as he spins here coming out of the corner. So let's switch to somebody else. Topster 72 2710 as the player goes out of the way really nicely there. Good sportsmanship. Let's see what he can do. Final corner, really fast corner here. The blind left-hander. Still some time to find there. And the final corner. And he puts in a 1:33.1. Ooh, it's Pyro. A little bit held up, I think, by Tiger Assassin there, but and almost losing the backhand. A 1:31.2. Tiger Assassin starting this lap now. In the beautiful Aston Martin, really like the livery they have this year. With the green and a little bit of pink in there. Ooh, there was a bit of corner cut, but no invalidation. So the tricky part here, keeps it nice and tidy through there. You can brake really late for this corner. It is a heavy braking zone, so good for your ERS saving as well. And so far, doesn't look too bad what Tiger Assassin is doing here. This is the spot where the player lost his rear end. Second sector was purple and quite a bit up, so good lap so far from Tiger Assassin. But can he finish this lap? Ooh, going really wide there. That cost him a couple of tenths. And now the blind corner. Ooh, almost losing the rear end of the car there. Final corner. And he is putting in a 132.9. Let's see, VR Tycho, currently in P3. Is he able to scrape off that, well, what is it, 5 tenths, 6 tenths? And is he able to challenge TTG Tom for the top step in qualification? Taking everything of the track that was possible to take there. Ooh, little snap oversteer there. And let's see, what is Tycho his time gonna be? Little lift there. No, wasn't satisfied by this lap, so he went into the pits. Stretch Artist coming in P8. The player coming up to turn 1. Blind corner. Taking it in 4th. So far. Oh, and that's an invalidation. So 4 minutes to go. Should be just enough to put in another lap if he isn't held up. So who's on the out lap currently? I think nobody. Dan coming into the pits. The player on soft tires this time. Oh, no, he invalidated as well. Crompton, the only one going out of sync so far, is gonna start his final hot lap. Didn't set a time yet, so it's do or die. He needs to keep it valid, keep it clean, or he will be probably starting from P60, then maybe from P17. Nice sweeping corners there. Really good on the exit. Now the heavy braking zone. Braking it around 75 meters. Opening up that rear wing. On this back straight. And as we saw TTG Tom doing, Crompton as well, trying to take a maximum out of the apex there. Coming up to the penultimate corner now. Is he gonna take all the risk? And the final one. And it is gonna be a 31.6. Beautiful time from Crumpton, which puts him into P4 so far. It's Pyro. Started a little bit earlier than the rest of the guys. Started his hot lap. He needs well, around 4 to 5 tenths of a second, and he starts with a purple sector 1, so ooh, that's a good start, but almost losing it on the curb there. Got dragged along a little bit by the curb, but I think he gave up on this one. Oh, yeah, and a spin. So it's Pyro isn't gonna be able to put his car into P1. I think there's a lot of yellow flags, so I'm not able to see the time remaining. Formula Chris, 1:31.9. He needs a second, a little bit over a second. So far, it's what I like to see. Really aggressive through that first sector. Beautiful. Onto the back straight now. The Ferrari, and I must say, the Ferrari, the new car from the coming season, looked really, really sharp. What a beautiful car. Purple sector, 0.2 of a second under his time, but I am gonna switch to top. Oof! And as I do that, he threw it in the bin. He still is on pole position, but oh, it's Pyro as well. Everyone's just spinning out now, so this is a chance for VER Tycho to maybe snatch that pole position from Tom, or jump its Pyro as Formula Chris puts his car into P4. Is done. Purple sector looking really clean. What Tycho's doing there. Finishing off his lap, coming through the final corner. Is it going to be P1? It is P2 with a 1:31.2. So it's Pyro's slip up in the end cost him a front row start. Crumpton invalidated, who is still on the lap, finishing off BHR Attengren in P9, and just waiting for Crumpton now to well, finish off and retire from the session. So in the end, Tom's first lap was the best one, which puts him into pole position for today. It's Pyro, well, cracking under pressure and spinning the car. Tom wasn't able to improve on this time. So, final standings in qualification, which is going to be the start of the race as well. TG Tom 21 is going to start from pole position. In P2 it is VER Tycho. P3 it's Pyro. P4 Formula Chris. P5 the Player 10. P6 Crumpton. P7 Dan Snyder. P8 Neddy. P9 Attengren. P10 Stretch Artist. P11 Pyro. P12 Bonneval. P13 Tiger Assassin. 14 Topster. 15th Toussaint, 16th only Luke Rosman, and in 17th URL David 41. So that's going to be your starting position for the race today. As I'm just taking a zip now. Ooh, and it's a rainy race. So this track already, especially the Silverstone Megas like S's are already hard. You have to nail them. You have to make no mistake, because hitting a curb wrong can spin your car. But now these guys have to do it in the rain as well. Don't see any real puddles, so I expect this race to start on intermediates. Not sure if we're gonna see any degradation or getting the weather better. I mean, but we'll have to wait and see. So here they are, starting off their formation lap. Let's put everything on here. Yes, everyone on the intermediate tires. And on the first row it's going to be TTG versus VER. Two big teams in the scene. Second row it's Pyro and Formula Chris. The player, I missed that, but didn't set a time, and now he's in P5, so wasn't paying attention there. Great from him. And then Dan Snyder Netty, Edwin Stretch Erders, Piero Bonneville, Tiger Assassin Topster, Toussaint, Luca and David warming up their tires. Really, really good. They don't want to miss out on that lap 1, turn 1. Always a beautiful sight, seeing these cars warming up their tires. And for everyone watching, please put in your predictions for this race. As Tom comes up to the final corner now. Oh, a couple of people going wide there, and there's a Haas spinning in the background. I think it's Pyro. Yes, it was. So I think his back tires are really warmed up now. Look at this. That's a beautiful Formula 1 car with 6 or 8 tires. And everybody is readying up now for the race start. It is gonna be something. Blind corner. Turn 1 completely blind, so we can see some dives that tend to happen in on this track. So please give me a good view. Yes, here we are, and everyone's revving up. It's lights out and away we go. And ooh, Tycho with a great start there. I think it's a better start than Tom. He has the inside line as well. So Tycho taking P1 here, but going a little bit too wide, and Tom with the cutback there, beautiful cutback, and retakes the P1. It's Pyro taking it easy now, but he's right on the tail of Tycho there, and there's an incident. I think it is Dan Snyder who lost it there. in the Alfa Romeo. But let's get back to these front runners here. And there, side-by-side action by David and Toussaint, where I think David pulled off a beautiful overtake there. Everybody getting to grips with the conditions here. It was a dry practice session or a dry qualification session, but now it's raining. And look at the gap the first three already have to P4, the player, as Bonneville and Piero there, Attengren there, switching positions in the background behind them. All sorts of overtake. Oh, they tried to make it 3 wide. That's never working there. But nobody harmed. Everybody's still in play there. And David going for a beautiful narrow line there. It would cost him on the exit. He is on the outside line now. Is he able to make the overtake happen? Still side by side these two. Great respect. Not touching each other at all. Leaving the space there. And still David on the inside line here. Up to the back straight. Ooh, little wobble there with David. Does he have the exit speed here? I don't think it is going to be enough. But he is hanging on in there. And on the inside, Toussaint is going for a dive bomb and wants to make work. 3 wide here on the exit of the corner. Beautiful racing from these guys. That's what you want to see in a tier 1 race. Really beautiful action there from these 3 guys or 4 guys. And still Toussaint and Luca really close together there, as we see Formula Chris put on a really nice slide there. Really nice little drift. And everybody looks to be settling in now. Topster on the back of Neddy there. Isn't gonna try it in the braking zone here. He's gonna stay behind him. And it looks like it isn't gonna be, well, it keeps on raining. So it could be that we're gonna have a, well, completely wet race here. As Rick Holt says, Crompton DSQ. I really don't hope so. Let's cut back to these guys. Look at how close it is. Tiger Assassin trying it. Ooh, getting a little bump there from the Red Bull, but still keeps the car on track there and makes a beautiful overtake on Attengren there. David closing in on him, but Attengren doesn't want to give up. It looks like. And ooh, it's Pyro made a mistake, I think. Gets overtaken left, right and center now, and dropped back to P9. David going for a move here on Attengren now on the inside line, and Attengren doesn't want to mingle in that, but that opens up a gap for Piero as well. And only one Luca, but Attengren fighting back against Luca here. Luca does have the slipstream, but Attengren has the inside line here. And again, space is given where the space was need to be given. So beautiful racing from these guys. And up front, nothing much is really happening. TDG Tom with a big gap to VR Taiko in P2. 2.3 seconds, and 3.3 seconds behind him is Crompton. 1.8 seconds behind him the player, but the player now under pressure from Stretch Artist. But let's get back. It's Pyro, I think he has damage. Hitting already. Lost a lot of positions there. And that promotes Dan Snyder away from the last position. But look at this. Formula Chris and Toussaint, these guys at the back are battling hammer and nails, hammer and tongs, what's the English saying? But they do it in a beautiful fashion, really clean, and well, these guys are giving us a spectacle here. So great to see. NRL David on the back of Tiger Assassin. In his McLaren, is he able to do something in the braking zone? No, he made a dummy there. He tried to make Tiger Assassin think he was going to the inside, but he didn't, and was almost pushing Tiger Assassin through the hairpin there. But look at these differences between these guys. Tiger Assassin, Ural David, Pyro, only one look, all within 1.5 seconds of each other. And here David trying some different lines, but isn't able. Yes, he is able to, well, trick Tiger Assassin there in a move. But look at this. The big winner out of it all looks to be Piero. Can he hold on? The outside line is really tricky here. And oof, almost lost it on the curbs there, which affected Tiger Assassin's exit as well. And who's there on the back of Tiger Assassin? It's only one Luca. Not able to do anything just yet. And Chris and Toussaint going side by side. Toussaint going really, really wide. Formula Chris having the right line there. Needs a good exit because he is under pressure. But I don't think Toussaint is able to do anything about it. But look at this. In front of them. Again. Tiger Assassin and Luke going side by side through turn 1. Somebody has to back out here, and only one Luke does. You can't go through these section of corners side by side, but these guys are really, really giving us a spectacle here. It's Pyro, lost out a little bit, or a lot, with his front wing change. But everyone else is needed to pit again, putting in their fastest sector 1 now. So it's not all over for him, he just has to manage his tires to the end of the race. And again, Luca on the back of Tiger Assassin. Taking a really narrow line there, but Tiger Assassin keeps his car really, really wide. No opportunity yet for Luca to make a move. Maybe he's gonna try it here. Again, taking a different line, coming up next to him, but it does influence his exit here. It's in the dirty air of Tiger Assassin, but look at this, going for a narrow line here. That's a bold move. If he can make a cutback here, no, he drives right into the back of Tiger Assassin. I hope he doesn't have any wing damage because of that, but Luca really, really wants to make the move happen. Switches to the inside now. Can he do it? He brakes a little bit later here, makes the apex, still side by side. Tiger Assassin a little bit wider there, and he done it. And immediately Tiger Assassin is under all sorts of pressure from Formula Chris there, as it's Pyro puts in the fastest lap now, so he's really flying on those new intermediate tires. So all the action isn't up front, but it's in the midsection / the back of all these drivers. Let's see, Topster is stuck for a while now behind Neddy. He can keep within that 1 second, but of course because we are on intermediate tires and because we well, it's raining, no DRS here as you can see. It was already braking, so it would have been closed anyways, but no DRS, so every overtaking has to be done on your own. No help from any DRS. The only thing you can use is your ERS and well, your racecraft, as only one Luke Rosman gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Haven't checked in for a while. Up front, Tom extended his lead. It's 4.1 seconds now, so it's a dominant race so far. But we're only 7 laps in. Got a lot of laps to go. Ooh, at the back, was that a mistake of Formula Chris? I think it is, because it's Pyro past him there. Behind Tom, it's VR Tycho. 4 seconds between Tom and Tycho. Almost 9 seconds behind Tycho is Crumpton, the player, in 4th position. Also a big gap. Stretch, Neddy, and then Topster, who is a little bit closer than he was. So maybe he's gonna be. So far he has been careful on his actions, but maybe he's gonna be trying something bold here. Oof! Almost lost the car, so have to win all the time back that he did. A little luck up there for Topster. And behind him, it's Bonneville. Closing in, rapidly. And Bonneville is taking David with him. David and Pyro, relatively big gap now here as well. So everyone's spreading out a little bit. So let's see if Topster can do anything to switch positions with Netty here. Every time he seems to be closing in, he makes that little mistake. So if he can keep it clean, as it's Pyro gets a 3-second time penalty now. And David looks to be eyeing up a move on Bonneville as well. Going in those high gears, which does tend to create a little bit more understeer, but that's probably already the case in these conditions. But David looks much faster through these sequences of corners than Bonneville, but on the straight, Bonneville wins it all back, and we can maybe see that here. Taking a narrow line, but that does affect his exit here. As you can see, Bonneville slowly driving away from him here with the use of his ERS. He won the time back, but not close enough to make a overtake attempt. Or is he? Just letting Bonneville show he's there, and maybe force him into a mistake, as he almost lost the car there himself. So yeah, in the rain, really tricky. And again, struggling to keep the downforce, to keep his tires gripped on this tarmac here. Goes a little bit wide, not sure if that's going to be a warning there. He is close now. All he needs is a good exit. But again, Bonneville has such a good exit that he just drives away. He is using a lot of his ERS here. Is he going to try the... Oof! Went straight into the back of Bonneville there, and I think that's wing damage. It isn't visibly here, but we will see in these corners here. Yeah, he was a lot faster, so definitely some light wing damage there, and that opens up an opportunity for Piero, who is behind him. Did Piero see he went into the back of Bonneville? Does he know this? Yeah, he does. And look at this. And that's Formula 1. Just one slip up in your concentration, and it can cost you. David not trying to come back here at Piero. But it did give Bonneval some space now. David was really close to Bonneval for well, around 2 laps. Now space of 2 seconds, so Bonneval can breathe again. Nerves gone, and he can drive his own race. But I think Piero isn't going to be giving him that space too long, and I wonder if maybe, as Luca gets a time penalty there, if maybe after that some team orders are going to be in place. Topster on the back of Neddy again. We saw this earlier, coming on the back of Neddy, making a little mistake, and he had to win all that time back. So can he keep it mistake free now? He well, seems a little bit faster than Neddy, but he just needs that good exit on the right moment, and maybe he can drive away from Neddy after that. Oof. But Neddy as well, great exit. So he has to wait. He uses ZRS here to get the top speed. Goes into the slipstream of Neddy, but it isn't enough. So let's take a look at a couple of guys behind there. Toussaint, Tiger Assassin, they have been battling well, numerous times already, and we're just in lap 10. We're not even halfway this race. Attengren still behind them. Dan Snyder there, and look at this, it's Pyro. Was, well, 18 seconds behind all these guys. It's only 3.9 seconds now, as Topser gets a 3-second time penalty. So that shows the speed of its Pyro this race. Not sure if he made a mistake of his own, which caused him to, well, to damage his front wing. Toussaint looking on the inside, but wasn't close enough for a move here. Especially through this section, you can really feel the dirty air from the car in front of you. With the new regulations, that should be a little bit better or a lot better, I must say, in the upcoming season of Formula 1 in real life, and probably the new game as well. But Toussaint really eyeing up a move here. Can Tiger Assassin keep him behind him? Or is he going to crack under the pressure of Toussaint? Coming closer and closer here on the back straight, going into the slipstream, which Tiger Assassin tries to break here, going down the inside line, outbreaks him here. But is Tiger Assassin going to be able to get that position back with a cutback? No, he isn't yet, but still side by side, gets on the curbs there, but still a good exit, but has the inside line now. So if he can get a good exit here, relieves the space as well there. So again, not side by side through this corner here. It's a really fast one, which stands you to oversteer. No. And finally, after going side by side for multiple corners, Toussaint got the position. So these guys really getting us some action there. And it's Pyro on the back of BHR Artemgren there. So let's see how fast he can pass these guys. Because he is fast, he showed it to us in, well, 8 to 10 laps. After a pit stop, came on the back of these guys. but passing in these conditions and guys in front of you having a slipstream isn't gonna be easy. And here he goes, inside line, side by side, but in the apex he's in front already and on the back of Tiger Assassin. So Spyro wants to eat up these guys as fast as he can. Is Luke in there? Has some great straight line speed as well. Already next to Tiger Assassin, passing him there. So that's 2 drivers in 2 corners. Only 2 Saint to go, and after that he has some clean air to drive away from these guys. He's already gonna do it here. What a beautiful move from Spyro. And now he has some clean air as Tiger Assassin gets, well, I wanted to say assassinated, but that's not the right word here, because these guys are keeping each other alive and are giving us something to watch. Tiger Assassin on the outside line here. And Piero, the first one with a intended pit stop, I think. So he's going in a bit early. Maybe trying to go for an undercut there. And Tiger Assassin in the end victorious over Artengren there. So let's check back with Topster and Neddy. And Neddy also slowly reeled in Stretch Artist. So maybe that's what Topster was waiting for. Just let Stretch and Neddy battle and maybe pull off a double overtake after that. And I see V1 Lover wants to see the time penalties, but of course we can. It's 3 seconds for the player, 3 seconds for Strat Artist, 3 seconds for Neddy, 3 seconds for Topster, Bonnival with 6, and Luca with 9, it's Spyro with 6, Toussaint with 3, Attengren with 3, and Piero with 3 seconds. And the top 3 penalty free so far. So Bonnival falling back now because he has to make a pit stop to go on new enters, so don't expect to, well, the rain to ease down. As David picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And again, these guys, they really like the size of their cars because they are watching it all the time. Switching around places, lap by lap, Attengren and Tiger Assassin. Attengren got the position back from Tiger Assassin now. As Topster is still stuck behind Neddy there. Neddy lost a little bit of time again to Stretch Artist. As Piero gets a 3-second time penalty now. Let's see, David. Can David pull off something? Had to pit early because of wing damage. And is on the back of Piero now. As well. These guys are taking up all the stream time here. Again, Tiger Assassin and Attengren going side by side here with beautiful action. The Alpha Tauri trying to cut back here. Does he succeed? Again, oof. Tiger Assassin going really aggressive into the side of Attengren there. Not sure if it was intended. I don't think it was intended, but maybe lost a little bit of grip there. But for now, Tiger Assassin was able to hold on to that position, and Attengren thought, you know what, I've got enough of that, I'm going for the undercut, and it's coming in. As his topster, Neddy, Stretch Artist, all pitting for those new fresh tires. And look at this, fresh tires, not sure what happened there, but the gap was 1.5 seconds, and all of a sudden they were side by side, with Topster behind them and Tiger Assassin right behind them as well. Neddy taking a little peek there, but didn't think he was close enough to make a move, so slid right back there. But at least letting Stretch Artist know he's there. So these pit stops put everyone back. And look at it, Spyro, he's on the back of Luca as well. Luca on 14 level tires, and it's Spyro on 10 level tires. And I wonder if it's Spyro, his tires are gonna be lasting till the end. It's gonna be a real stretch. As Two Saints comes in now to change his tires. And as Stretch Artist and Neddy were side by side, it all stretches out a little bit now. It's Pyro, 0.2 of a second behind Luca now. But really feeling the dirty air in this section here. He has a little bit younger tires, but only by 4 laps. Does he have a good exit here? Is he able to make it happen? Uses his ERS. Oof, moving to the inside here. And what a great straight line speed there, making the overtake happen. And there was nothing Luca could do about that. He tried to defend, he did all he could, but still it's Pyro found the gap and made it happen. As Crumpton comes in for his pit stop now. The player behind him as well. So where does Crumpton come out? Should be in front of its Pyro, but yeah, well in front. But the gap between the players and its Pyro, 1.5 seconds. As David and Tiger Assassin switching positions here. So slowly David is coming back. Already made his pit stop. Tiger Assassin still needs to go in. And I think it's time for him to do as well. Because he is losing out. And probably it's going to be eaten up by Bunnyfall as well in a couple of laps. Look at the gap between Dave and Tiger Assassin. In a couple of corners it's 1.1 seconds already. And there Tom comes in as well. Tycho decided to go on for one more lap. So he really needs a, well, stellar lap to just get something out of the gap he had. because Tom was leading by a big margin. Tiger Assassin gets a 3-second time penalty now. Yeah, it's Pyro. He thinks these tires ain't gonna last, so made the wise decision and came in now. We saw his speed, so he can still win a lot of positions there. As Tiger Assassin comes in as well. And David on the back of Piero here. It's Pyro not far behind this battle. A little under 4 seconds. Look at this, what a bold move. It's a bit of a dive bomb, but still he left the space there for Piero. So I must say, not a bit of a dive bomb, but a beautiful dive bomb. And David moves up a position again, as it's Pyro passing Bonival at the back straight there. So Pyro making his moves early on again. Only 2.8 seconds to Piero, and we saw how fast he is able to close a gap like that. As Topster is still stuck behind Neddy. So let's see, Tycho. Is he gonna come in next lap? Or this lap, I should say. Or does he keeps on going? The gap between Tom and Crompton is 15 seconds. And he's only 8 seconds behind Tycho there. Who still needs to pit. Still needs to make his pit stop. Same as Luca, who's on 18 lap all tires as well. So everything a little stretched out so far. Only really close Topster to Neddy, but he's close to Neddy the whole race. And he really needs to do something different, or he's going to be stuck behind him for the whole race. Spiral already was 3 seconds behind Piero, but closed the gap within a lap time, so 6/10 behind Piero, probably eyeing up a move. I think he already has in mind where he's gonna make that move. He just has to time it to perfection there. So, is Spyro gonna do this into turn 1 at the start of lap 20? Or is he gonna wait? Wow. I wasn't expecting a move here. I was expecting it in turn 1, but he did it well, turn 2. So again, it's Pyro with a beautiful overtake there. And now has a 2-second gap to David to close. But I think in a lap, maybe 2, we're gonna be switching back to Spyro. And he's gonna try to make a move on David there. Tom 11 seconds in front of Tycho, who well, eventually made his pit stop. So yeah, dominant race from Tom. We didn't give him the much screen time, so let's do it now for a bit. Tom didn't set a foot wrong. He was in danger a little bit at the start, but came under pressure of Tycho, but made a cutback in turn 1, reclaimed that first position after a really good start from Tycho, and has been leading this race ever since, apart from the pit stop which he made earlier than Tycho. In the meanwhile, Topster wasn't able to overtake Nettie, but Nettie was able to overtake Stretch Artist. So now a new name in front of Topster here. And it's Pyro already closed that gap to David. And the gaps to the cars in front of David aren't that big, so maybe we can see some 3 or 4 overtakes in 3 or 4 corners again. As David gets a 3-second time penalty now, so let's go back to those penalties. The player also with 6 seconds. Luca, who still has to come in after 20 laps on these intermediate tires, 9 seconds worth of time penalties. Just like Topster. It's Pyro as well. Bonneval. So the only ones keeping it clean penalty wise is Tom and Crumpton. So great job from these guys. Beautiful camera position, helicopter camera here. And it's Pyro really eyeing out that move on David here. Is he gonna be trying the same as on Piero, or is he gonna be trying to do it in turn 1 now? Uses a little bit of ERS here. Around 12%, isn't close enough for a move here. But he wants to get a clean exit there. No, he isn't able to do the same as he did to Pyro here. As he did to Piero here. But now Pyro gets another 3-second time penalty. And seeing as we only have 6.5 laps to go, I think it's gonna bite him. Tries to go for a move here, but wasn't entitled in to that corner there. David was in front of him, but he did close in. Slowly but surely is on the inside line now. Tries to outbrake David here, does outbrake David as well, gets a good exit, and that's moved on. So now it's Pyro behind Topster, who is going to be, well, probably his next victim, overtaken wise. And that is all really close, as Tom gets a 3-second time penalty now. So the only one with a clean, as it's Pyro almost losing the back end of his car there. Little slide on the curbs. So he needs to be careful not to get too enthusiastic to make those moves. He needs to keep the car on track first and finish this race. But the only one clean so far is Crumpton. Everyone else has 1 or multiple time penalties, and they will be deducted at the end of the race. So if Crumpton can stay close to Tycho, he maybe can move up a position, 1 position, Tom is too far away, but who knows? Let's see, Pyro got a warning from his own car, over pushing it a little bit. Had snap oversteer at the exit. So let's see if he is back into his concentration mode, if the adrenaline has went down, and if he is able to make it over. As another 3-second time penalty there for his Pyro. Let's see, Dan Snyder, 0.3 of a second behind Boniface in the beautiful Alfa Romeo. It is hard to make a move here, but with what I've seen these guys doing today, nothing is impossible. As it's Pyro, lost it. Where did he lose it? Is in the barrier on the left hand side there. So in the end he was too eager to win back his time and yeah, crashed out, probably oversteered, lost control of the car mid corner there and got slingshotted into the barrier. But I must say, he did show off some good moves there on track. Netty, half a second behind Luca. Stretch, half a second behind him, Topster half a second behind him, and David 9/10 behind Topster. So these guys are really close. And Stretch was looking there, not close enough. But I figure something is going to be happening here. These guys are just waiting for a little mistake of their opponent, and they're going to go for it then. You see Neddy taking a little bit different racing lines than Luca. Oof, as someone went really wide there. There was Topster and David. That's the little mistake I was talking about. David immediately tried to make the best of it, but Topster still on the inside, hanging on here. That's the inside line for turn 1. Oh, yeah, touching, and that's the game physics of this game. David lost out massively there. As Topster gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And here I think Dan Snyder tried it on Boniface. But through these corners it's, well, impossible. I dare to say it's impossible through these corners. I've seen multiple people try it, not in this race but in different races, and every time someone ended up in the barrier or, well, at least off track. With a shallow line here, it does compromise his exit, slits in behind Boniface again, and here it's Netty and Luca Bosman, and now they make it 3 wide with Stretch Artemis there as well, and still 3 wide there, and the big winner now is Netty. Luca lost out of position, Stretch stayed in the same position, and Topster right almost going into the back of these guys. But still 3 wide as now David overtakes him again. No, Topster spinning. So Piero passes him as well, but he has a big gap to Dan Snyder. With only 2 laps to go, so this race really flew by. I mean, up in front the gaps are massive. But mid-pack really enjoyable today with a lot of moves. As Dan Snyder, now Topston, needed to go into the pits to change his wing. Unfortunate for him. He was having a really good race. As Stretch Art is now lost out to David, I think because he made a mistake. Oof, really struggling there. Cutting a lot of the track, but does leave the space for Piero to overtake him. And now David is on the back of Luca. As Tom sets the fastest lap with a 1:44.1. That's just to top off his dominance today. I mean, you don't want to overdo it because the race still isn't finished. I don't want to commentate curse him, so I'm not gonna say what can happen. But still, 15 seconds in front of Tycho. And the fastest lap. But Ural, David and Luca were side by side. David overtook Luca there, so David really making a move on here in these final few laps. And is up into P6. And Stretch Artist with another mistake, I think, or was it contact with Dan Snyder? Oof, definitely a mistake here. Probably overcooked his rear tires with sliding around. And it's all falling apart for Stretch Artist there, who did have a good chance to go into the top 10 today, and is missing a right end blade. So going to influence your downforce massively through the corners. Attengren on the back of Toussaint there. And trying to make the move. Is he able to do it? It's a horrible camera position here. Still side by side. And in the end, Toussaint is able to hold on to that position. But Attengren really almost pushing him through the corners there, so I guess we're gonna see Attengren trying another move on Toussaint, but he has to make a move on because we are almost done. With Tom in the final lap of this race. 16 seconds as Crumpton snatches away his fastest lap with a 1:43.9. Crumpton the only one keeping it penalty free as well. But Tom, dominant victory today, the TTG driver. Did nothing wrong. Also tried to go for the fast lap, and he is pushing it now again, I see. But I think he is going to be crowned victorious today. And in great fashion as well. As David gets a 3-second time penalty. And here he goes, our race winner of the day, TTG Tom. 16 seconds behind him, it is Tycho, coming through the final corner now. He is going to be finishing into P2. Crumpton, who put on new tires on his car just to get that fastest lap. He had so much room behind him. He was able to do that. Comes home in P3. Kept it penalty free as well the entire race. So great job to Crumpton. And that's our podium for today. And behind that there are so many guys with different penalties. I am not sure how this is going to pan out. But on track, P4, the player 10. P5, a Neddy, with David right behind him. I say Neddy, but oof, yeah. Luca on track P7, but Piero overtakes him on penalties. Dan Snyder coming in a P8. Bonival coming in with a big slide, and in the end, 3 wheels. P10, Toussaint. P11, but gets overtaken on penalties by Attengren. Topster in P13, and then Tiger Assassin, our last driver, finishing the race here. And that's a wet USA Grand Prix for you there. With the game giving URL David Driver of the Day. And here's your podium. In the orange. Is it because he's a McLaren or is it because he's Dutch? TTG Tom with the top step of the podium today. And that's your USA Grand Prix. So to get you through the final standings of today one more time. Winning the race, TTG Tom. P2, VER Tycho. In P3 it's Crompton. P4 The Player. P5 Neddy. P6 URL David. P7 Piero. P8 Dan Snyder. P9 Luca. P10 Bonival. P11 Attengren. P12 Toussaint. P13 Tiger Assassin, and then it is Topstore in P14, I'm sorry, and then the DNFs is Stretch Artist, It's Pyro, and Formula Chris. So that's it for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank the drivers, especially mid-pack here, with some great battles for your racing today. My name was Conti, and well, maybe I will see you all again.